Wow, it started on its own. That was interesting. So I'm really low to my table today because I'm using the other chairs I have are way too high, so I'm using this chair for this video. This video was not going to happen right now. It was actually going to happen next week, but I've been leaving little breadcrumbs about it, and people want to hear it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about some things that have really been on my mind the last few weeks, and some changes that my husband and I have incorporated that I think are going to be the defining change for this whole eating thing, weight loss thing, all of it. Okay, so I had to really, okay, I consider myself very smart. I've got a very high IQ. I've lost hundreds of pounds in my lifetimes. I know how to lose weight. Okay, most of us that are chronic dieters know how to lose weight, and I'm definitely a chronic dieter. I've been dieting since I was 8 years old, so that's chronic. And I've lost weight a lot of times. I started in 2020 with this weight loss plan. This has been the longest I've managed to keep off a major portion of the weight, and I have not even gained back I've gained back a third of the weight, maybe. Not even a third. So it is the longest I've managed to go keeping the weight off, pretty much. Um, Keeping my weight down to a safer place. Not as safe as it could be if I was at my weight, but safer. But I still haven't quite got that last little thing right. And I remember when I was really like, if you go back to some videos from like 2 or 3 years ago on this channel, I was very thin. My face was very thin, and I was very hyper, and I was very hyped up. And boy, I had like pointy shoulders, and I was just really doing good, right? I was very happy. I was very excited, and I really thought that eating the low carb and eating the way we were eating was going to be a forever thing. It felt like it. It felt like okay. But my husband suffered even more than I did because he does not like the low carb thing. He's a man. He works in construction. He wants sandwiches. He wants things, right? I started making sourdough bread because if he's going to eat bread, I'd rather him eat something good, right? Some kind of bread that's good for him. So we started adding carbs back in, and carbs are not my friend. They never will be my friend. But this is not about low carbs, by the way. Even though it's on my low carb channel, it's not about just eating low carbs. In the end, whatever food style you choose, whatever diet you choose to follow, whatever your food plan is going to be, here's what it really has to be. Number one, it has to be made up of foods you love. It Okay, so for example, I couldn't go on a diet that for the rest of my life I had to eat. I don't know. I can't think of anything I don't like. Okay, some kind of a eggplant. I like eggplant, but let's say I had to just eat steamed eggplant every single day. It was part of the diet plan or part of the food plan. That's just how it had to be. Or I could only eat okra and cabbage together, or some kind of weird thing like that. Something just something that I didn't like. I've been working with people that are overweight enough times, long enough in my life anyway, enough times. But I know that not everybody likes vegetables. Like I can eat most vegetables. Doesn't mean I like them. I can just eat them. But I know a lot of people just gag. Okay. So you can't force yourself to try to go on some kind of a food plan if you hate the things that you have to eat on that food plan. Right? Okay. Like I have friends that do the carnivore diet where they eat all meat. That just makes me feel sick thinking about it. That's not for me. That's not going to be something I can happily live on my whole life. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're eating the foods that you love, that they're included on this plan. So me and my husband, I chase him around, ask him, "What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that?" I made us a list. I mean, it's a powerful list, and it has our favorites of every single thing. Then it has things we like. So it has our favorites. It has things we like, and then it has things that we don't necessarily love, but they're included in our meal for either for health or whatever reason. Like he likes all fruit. I don't like all fruit, but fruits are in our plan, right? So that was the first thing I did. Figure out what foods are basically our non-negotiables, and which foods we were going to eat no matter what. Okay. Then the second thing that we figured out was it has to be the right amount. Okay, so for 4 years, over 4 years, I've lived by the motto of small people eat small, because older people, when you see older people, older small people, they really do eat small. They eat teeny weeny amounts of food. They barely eat. They just really don't eat, right? Well, that doesn't make me happy right now. Maybe when I'm those ages, maybe eating teeny weeny will make me happy, but right now it doesn't make me happy. Damn sure doesn't make my husband happy. His favorite expression is, "I like big food." So yeah, little food does not make him happy. So it has to be the amount that satisfies you. And you have to figure out how to get those amounts in without eating too many calories, because I'm here to tell you guys, calories do matter. And people that are telling you calories don't matter, get over yourselves. I mean, if you can eat 3 to 5,000 calories a day and hold your weight down, I don't know what you're doing to do that, but you go right ahead and do that. That doesn't work for me. So when I decided to make our plates a little bit bigger and to put a little bit more food into the individual meal times, I just added a bunch of extra vegetables. And I added vegetables like Brussels sprouts, which are chewy and filling and all that stuff. If the avocados are really small, I give my husband a whole avocado, that kind of stuff. So I just started adding back in more vegetables. Like we'll have maybe 2 cooked vegetables with a meal now, and then some raw vegetables like salad or something with it also. So that's how I did that. And I did also add a little bit carbs in for the hubby, and it's working really well for him. I added a few in for me, then I took them back out, but I'm not afraid of carbs right now. I'm not doing a low carb thing. My average has been from me checking on what's it called, Carb Manager or whatever. Me checking on there, my average seems to be 40 to 60 a day, and that seems to be working for me. So I'm not getting to question it. Okay, food timing. When you choose to eat your meals matters so much. Okay, we all know that the perfect scenario is we get up in the morning and we eat something, then around noon we eat some lunch or a meal or whatever you want to call it, and then don't eat for the rest of the day. Our bodies would love us for that. We'd probably never gain a pound. We could probably eat cake both meals and it wouldn't even matter. But none of us are going to do that. In all the people that I've talked to, all the people that have come into any of my groups or did any of my boot camps or anything, the one thing that we all shared that we had in common was that we like to eat at nighttime. The worst time. None of us should be eating at nighttime, okay? But you still have to know when is the time that if you give in, you give in. I never give in to any kind of hunger noise during the day. I don't have hunger noise during the day. Like right now, what time is it? It's 12:49. I did have a little bit of breakfast earlier. I had a scoop of my organic pea protein, and I had it in water, and that was all I had earlier because I just don't. I'm not good with breakfast, so I just have a shot of protein. At 2:00, usually that's when I get a little bit hungry. I'll have a light lunch because I can't eat a lot when I'm not really hungry, and I'm thinking today I'm just going to have some more protein because I have to go work out in the garden, so it's going to be light. I'm going to get hungry sometime around 4:30 to 6. That's when I'm going to start looking for food, actively looking for food. Okay, now, if I wanted to, I could put that off, but I guarantee you that between 7 and 8, I'd be eating something. That for sure is to be eaten. So I was really, when I decided that my husband and I right now are doing 3 meals a day. We're doing a little protein breakfast, a little protein lunch, and then our little dinner, right? And we don't eat any snacks or anything. We don't eat anything after. So the first thing we have to do is figure out the times that fit our needs. So we're doing like 10 o'clock for the first protein. We're doing like 2 o'clock for the second protein, and we're trying to get our dinner between 5 and 6 o'clock. It's working for us. I don't know why it's working. Of course, we haven't done 3 meals a day in years. We have been fasting, intermittent fasting, all that stuff. But again, I watched a thing that women our age and even men, hormonal, cortisol, and everything else, we should not be fasting like that. Doesn't mean we can't have our one fasting day a week. We still do Monday fasting. And if I feel bloated and yucky, I'm still going to fast. That's how I make myself feel better sometimes when I don't feel good. So I still do that. Okay, but you have to figure out your specific window for whatever it is you're choosing to do. Whatever makes you comfortable and feel satisfied. Because at the end of the day, if you're not, it's not going to work anyway. Okay, and the last thing I have on this little short list, this first list, you have to accept that this is permanent. You have to accept that the changes you make are permanent. You don't just go on a weight loss thing, lose the weight, and go right back to you have to make permanent changes, guys. You just have to. Okay, you got to figure out. I heard a guy say, if you've got the weight loss monkey on your back, if you've got that overeating monkey on your back, it's always going to be there. So you're always going to have to deal with it. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I've been talking a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit about openers and finishers. Okay, so we did a boot camp one time, and whoops, let me get that back up here. One of the one of the rules for this boot camp was before you ate your meals, you got 2 meals a day, and before you ate your meals, you had to have an opener of what we call GAL. GAL is your greens, your avocado, and your lemon. That mixed greens are the best, so just get a thing of mixed greens, spring greens, whatever. You have a couple handfuls of that. I like to chop mine all up, but however you want to do that. And you have a half of a small to medium avocado, and you have a third to a half of a small lemon, and you squirt the lemon juice all over your greens, and you eat with your avocado. You can just smash it up in there, smash it up, smash it up with some kind of nuts and some water and make a dressing if you want to. However you want to do that. So you have an opener, you have your GAL. The whole point of this is it creates a mesh over your stomach that creates the fat from getting in immediately into the. It creates a mesh that doesn't allow the fats and stuff to go through and jump into your bloodstream and jump into storage. Okay, so you want to create this mesh out of your greens and your fiber and everything. So that's how you start things. And not only that, but greens have the thylakoids, which cause you to not be hungry. It's like having GLP. It shuts off the hunger signal. So you really want to open with your greens. I still swear by that. I'm telling you, when I didn't do it, that's when I gained my weight, a little bit of weight back. That's when I was having out of control hunger. That's when I was craving sweets, all that stuff. So have your opener. It's really important. Make sure you're eating things that are your non-negotiables. Don't go without the things that you love. I love butternut squash. I keep it all. I buy them. I peel them. I chop them all up, and I keep bags of them frozen in the freezer. And I'll cook just little bits at a time. I'll roast them. I love them. I'm going to eat them. Are they high in carbs? Yes, they are high in carbs. I don't care. I really don't care. That's where most of my carbs come from. Is my roasted. Oh my goodness, my butternut squash and my green frozen peas, which I love. And I'll eat like a tablespoon and be happy with that. So you don't have to go overboard with the things you love. Just eat the things you love. Okay, here's my biggest thing for you guys. You have to have a finisher. You have to have something that subconsciously tells your brain, okay, now I'm done. Okay, for me, let's say that I'm craving ice cream. I don't crave ice cream, but I'm just going to pick ice cream. Let's say potato chips. Let's say I'm craving chips. And so to keep from getting chips, I go get some carrots, and I eat the carrots. That didn't make me happy. Okay, so now I'm back in the kitchen, and I get a tortilla out, and I heat it up or cook it in the air fryer and kind of make chips out of it, and I eat some dip with it. I eat that. But I'm still craving the chips. So I go in and I get some nuts. I'm still craving the chips. I go get something else. And eventually, I go get the goddamn chips. Have you ever done that? And if you say no, I'm going to think you're lying. Okay? You will eventually go get the thing you want. If it's chocolate, doesn't matter what you eat. To get to the chocolate, you're going to end up having the chocolate. So, because you know that that's going to be what it is, you have to be on top of your brain. You have to be on top of what's going on. I know if I want a certain thing, I might as well just have a few and get it over with. But I also know that if I have the GAL before all my meals, that most of my cravings go away and they're a lot more manageable. Okay. So what I do, because here's how well I know myself. I can eat my meal, love it, it's great. I can get everything put up and everything and stuff. And I can be feeling good. I'm not really hungry or anything like that, but I don't feel finished. And if I sit here and don't have anything after that, it's going to be like a tug-of-war fight for the rest of the night. From then until I go to bed and go to sleep, I'm going to be fighting with myself to not have something else, something more. So one of my favorite things in the whole world is freaking cookies. It's a joke in our house how much I love cookies. I love cake too, but I love cookies, right? So I have worked for 4 years diligently on my very own recipe for a low carb, zero sugar, zero flour cookie. I have a cookie and I call it my finisher. It's a pretty good size cookie too. It looks like the size of a baked potato, but not, it's not a puffy cookie. It's a little cookie. I have that every single night now, and I have the PB2, and I whip the PB2 up with a little bit of my base. If you ever follow my cooking channel, you know what the base is. And I mix them all up together, make like a mousse, and I dip my cookie in the mousse, and I eat it very slowly. I enjoy every single bite. I pay attention to what I'm eating, and for some reason, it's working. My brain's going, okay, we had the cookie, we're done. The other night it worked at 5 o'clock. It worked at 4:30 one day. It worked at 6:30 one day. It's worked at 6 o'clock. This is our, we've done 2 weeks official now. Okay, 2 weeks we've been doing this. Working amazingly well. We decided not to worry about carbs, not to worry about, we are concerned about calories because I'm going to tell you right now, at 64 years old, I just can't eat however many calories I want. So we're keeping our calories low. I never thought I'd be very good at cooking without oil. I'm getting really good at not using any kind of oils. The only fats we're allowed in our diet right now are avocado and fats that are naturally in fresh fruits and vegetables. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as fats go right now. But hey, it's working, whatever. So we're not using any fats for our dressings. We're not cooking in any fats or anything like that. We're kind of over the whole non-processed stuff, but we're using minimally processed foods. Let's see, anything else right now? I don't think so. The main thing I wanted to remind you guys was about the opener, because I've talked about this before on here. Make sure you have your gal every day. Before, if you're going to eat twice a day, you should have it twice a day. If you're only going to eat one actual meal a day, have it one time a day. And make sure you have a finisher that tells your brain after your eating period is over that you're done. It can be, I don't know if you've ever noticed. Have you ever noticed how some people have coffee when they're done eating and then they don't eat the rest of the night? My grandparents had coffee and then they were done. Some people have tea, coffee. Some people have a mixed drink. My dad would have an alcoholic drink after his meal, but that meant he was done. Most people have dessert. They'll have a piece of pie. They'll have a piece of cake, whatever, and they're done. I don't want cakes and pies in my house because, yeah, that is the kind of stuff I can lose control with. We're not having that. But I can make a cookie, and my cookie's already made. Okay, so one of the things that I get up, here's a habit that I've been doing the last couple of weeks that's really working for me. Get up in the morning. I'm not hungry when I get in the mornings. Plan out my whole day's food, look at the refrigerator, make sure, I've been cooking with what I've got instead of wanting things that I have to go buy. So I figure out what I'm going to cook for the day, make my cookie so my cookie's ready so that after my meal, like right now I've had my little protein thing, I'm going to have another protein thing at 2, and then my husband's been coming home early this whole week. When he gets home and it's time to have dinner, my cookie for after dinner is already made. All the different stuff that we're going to need for dinner is prepped and ready. If you don't, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right, this is really long. I'm so sorry, but I hope it helps. Bye.